Good evening, everyone. I'm Berthany McDermott. Thanks so much for joining us. Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Paul Maynard believes consumers could be paying more than the expected $20 to $30 increase in the average household light bills predicted by Works Minister Desmond Bannister due to the Rate Reduction Bond Bill 2019. The bill was passed in Parliament this past week and was met with much objection from the opposition and the general public.
You know, I'm a mathematician, but I mean, if you say you borrowed $650 million, that's what a bond is. I mean, it's going to go for longer than 10 months, in my opinion. But, I mean, they must obviously know something I don't know. But, you know, I can't see it. I can't see it not just going for 10 months. It have to go for more than that to pay the $650 million off.
Now, as you all may know, the new Wartilla engines is expected to come online in December, and according to Bahamas Power and Light officials, will put an end to blackouts and load shedding here in the capital. However, Mr. Maynard says he thinks load shedding will continue well into next year.
My point is this: even with the new engines, if something happens to the other ones and you're short, you're going to still do load shedding. It's not going to be massive load shed, but it's going to be load shedding nonetheless. Now, they cannot get rid of their records, even with the new engines. They're not going to be the savior. They're going to help the situation, but they're not going to be the savior. You're going to still need at least 60 megawatts of records. Because, like I say, we operate ancient equipment, old stuff, and the stuff tends to go from time to time, as you saw last summer. The point being made is that, you know, you still gonna need help. Now, when you get the next 100 megawatts, then you may be out of the woods.
The rate reduction bond bill is expected to help BPL refinance its $321 million legacy debt by raising $350 million in new funding for BPL to invest in new power generation. A statement from the power giant explained that the inflow of new money is expected to fund the installation of modern power generation that is cleaner, more efficient and reliable, and ultimately will lead to cheaper electricity costs. National Insurance Board workers upping the ante today with another walkout. This time, however, they didn't go back to work. This as the deadline for the industrial agreement is 1 day away, and they say they're fed up. Our Ariel Boleg was there and filed this report.
After holding signs reading "Enough is enough and we need our money" for nearly an hour, more than 200 workers from the National Insurance Board Blue Hill Road office clocked out of work around 11:30 a.m. and went home. And according to union members, once they leave, they are not coming back until NIB representatives and the Minister for NIB come back to the negotiating table for the long overdue industrial agreement. President of the Public Officers UPO, Guion Roach, says there has been a lack of communication to negotiate before the November 30th deadline. However, NIB Minister Brenzel Roll is not on the island.
I think someone traveling is an excuse to hold the union hostage. You know, cell phones work, we have the internet, we have WhatsApp, we have emails. You know, things can be done to get this thing completed. You know, you gave us a deadline, we should have at least met that. We've gone back to the table the beginning of November. We had 3 meetings and we haven't met since. And all attempts have failed. And, you know, the 30th is tomorrow. No one has been able to reach the minister. So it's safe to say we're not going to get this contract done.
The crowd of disgruntled staff were outside since their 10 a.m. tea break. And according to the former UPO president and now a member of the union's negotiating team, Marvin Duncan says workers actually did their walkout yesterday to coordinate their strike plan for today.
And together we stand, divided we fall. All of our people are determined that whatever they do to us, if they take away more from us, that's fine. But we have to take a stand. How long will they keep on making promises after promises? The director, when I was negotiating the deal, made promises that she took back from us. They kept making promises. The minister made this promise the last time, and they're taking it back again. They don't want to give us anything. They want to take away the increments from us. They want to take away what we've negotiated over the last 40 years, and we're not prepared to do it. We want the negotiation to be completed so we can get on with our lives.
Janitor Markeisha Hanna is frustrated about the stalling, as she says the staff is not asking for much.
Ain't about no lump sum. We need something on our salary. They want to stop something on our salary. When I go to mortgage and corporation, I can't say this is my salary. I want something on my salary. That looking like I said low. I can't get nothing on my salary. I said janitor. What ain't making no money? How we not making nothing? I need something on my salary. I don't want him with no big amount of money. Just give me something what I entitled to. What I entitled to.
Back in October, the union walked off the job over the same issue. That same week, the union did a strike vote in which 253 members in New Providence and Grand Bahama voted yes. However, Director of Labor John Pinder deemed the strike vote to be invalid because there were some technical deficiencies with application and the union was not made aware. The matter was taken to the Supreme Court and the judge ordered a new strike vote to be taken, but this time, NIB workers from the Family Island got to cast their vote. Once again, members voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike. Reporting for JCN, I'm Ariel Boleg.
Tourism Minister Dionisio Diaglo is weighing in on that strike action taken by Atlantis employees yesterday morning. The tourism minister making it clear that he doesn't have a horse in this race and his only objective is to look after the tourism sector.
Following Hurricane Dorian, the tourism sector was affected by many hours and many hours of negative coverage about the damage that was done to the country. So the public relations about the country has been significantly impacted by Hurricane Dorian. And we're trying to counter that. And we're at a very sensitive stage right now. So a lot of people, those people that are in the vacation mode or deciding on a vacation, have, as it relates to the Bahamas, our numbers are revealing, have decided to let me take a second look before I pull the trigger.
As a result, Minister Diaglo opined that nothing be done to make an already bad situation worse. The Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Unions up in arms over areas in the Atlantis Hotel that has been outsourced, shift changes, and the industrial agreement that has been outstanding since 2012. Meantime, Labor Director John Pinder telling our news team that hotel executives and the union were able to address a few of the union's grievances. This after both sides was locked in a meeting to solve the issues yesterday afternoon. After hours of discussions with the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union and Atlantis executives, Mr. Pinder says the ministry made a discovery upon other problems within the hotel.
Governor meeting was that the chain of command as relates to the grievance procedure, where it's stopped when one is not getting any resolution to an issue. So the union had some issues with a particular manager who was dealing with some stuff, and the manager reneged on some agreements that they made with the union. And so the union really took action against that manager more than Atlantis itself. So Atlantis senior management team now has to step in and try to correct some outstanding issues that the union is faced with.
Talks were expected to continue today at 11 a.m. and Pinder was confident that both parties could resolve the issues verbally. Workers demanded an increase in pay and chanted for the removal of the tourism minister. According to Chief Justice Brian Murray, all court cases that have been waiting years to go before a magistrate or a Supreme Court judge should be nullied. Appearing as a guest on the Love 97 Daily Talk Show Issues of the Day, the Chief Justice said many cases have been in the system for many years and should face dismissal because the plaintiffs are no longer interested in those cases.
I believe, and I think it's a widely held view in the judiciary, that there needs to be a careful analysis and rationalization of old pending cases to see whether or not there is any utility at keeping these cases on the books. So I think that is an area which the DPP, he may be looking into it, but I think you have a point. It's not a decision for the courts. It's a prosecutorial decision, but it's one which they may perhaps look at. Because you're right, your underlying point is, in many instances, the virtual complainant in these cases have no more interest in it. Yeah. They're not going to come to give evidence anyway, right? Because it's been 6, 7, 8 years. Any number of reasons, and why keep those cases in the system? But that is ultimately a matter for the DPP.
Yeah. He further explained that nulling is a decision by the Director of Public Prosecutions and not the courts. The backlog in the court system has long been an issue that has plagued the court systems. When he was sworn in as the new Chief Justice back in June, Mr. Murray noted that addressing the backlog was one of his objectives. In March, Supreme Court Justice Bernard Turner told reporters that an outside entity was chosen to evaluate the Supreme Court system in order to address ongoing backlog issues. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.